welcome.
Hello and welcome to Tales of Beans. We are sentient coffee beans and we have tales to tell. My name is Eldridge Bean.
I'm Chaos Bean.
And I'm Oblivion Bean.
And today's tale is about witchcraft in South Africa. And yeah, really, what a topic. When I first suggested this, I genuinely thought this was going to be easy. Just something
Shim.
that any South African knows a little bit about, because you can't grow up in South Africa without hearing about either occult related crimes or coming into contact with some taboo or something to do with witchcraft. And what ended up happening was just there's just so much about
All
there's
hell
just so
broke
much.
loose.
So much, yes. I did come across a fantastic article where it said South Africa's most wanted, Satan. So yeah, I think he might have a place there or something.
He does. It's in Joburg. It's in Sandton. Actually, it's very nice.
So yeah, so just before we get started, we'll give a little introduction to South Africa. So some key things to know about South Africa. South Africa has a population of 63.02 million people. Approximately 51% of the population is female. Life expectancy at birth is, according to the South Africa at a glance statistics, they say about 63.6 years for males and 69.2 years for females. That was in 2024.
That only counts
However,
if you're corrupt, though.
probably
Because
something to
if
do
you're
with
Satan itself, you never die. Zuma will never die.
never die. The World Health Organization, they put life expectancy 64 for women and 58.9 for men. And that, I would say, is probably a little bit more accurate. I don't know many people in South Africa that really live into their 70s, especially men. I think, yeah, 60 is sad to say. Kind of a, yeah.
Pretty standard, yeah.
It's a hard life. Infant mortality rate is really, really high. So about 22.9 per 1,000 live births.
To be fair, we do breed a lot. So,
Yeah.
I mean, statistically, it'll be calculated a little different.
In
Yeah,
South Africa, like the average household at least 5 to 6 kids, so
yeah.
Get your la bola.
So religious beliefs in South Africa. This one was quite interesting to read. I think it's always funny when you're a South African reading about what South Africa says to tourists a little bit, because our main religious beliefs apparently are Christianity, Islam, traditional African religion, yeah, Hinduism, Buddhism, Bahaism, Judaism, atheism, agnosticism, and Satanism.
Yeah, we have
So
an official church and everything.
yeah.
Wow.
We're so progressive. Oh my god.
One thing that kind of stands out though is it doesn't actually give a breakdown of religious percentages. And I thought it was quite interesting that Christianity was kind of lumped together, because we've obviously got quite a big Jehovah's Witness community. There's I can't remember what South Africa's
Seventh
like
Day Adventists. We have
Christian
Anglican.
fundamentalists. Yeah, like we've got
all
some
of the churches.
interesting.
If it's a cult, we got it.
Yeah. So it doesn't give a breakdown of religious percentages in the South African yearbook, and it doesn't make any mention of the illiteracy rate, which is surprisingly high in South Africa. But yes, so that just paints a small picture of South Africa, and why that's important will become apparent as we go through the cases today. over to Chaos Bean.
So today we're going to talk about the prophet of doom, Prophet Letabo Rabalacho of the Mount Zion General Assembly Church. He was convicted for pretty much just spraying pesticides into people's faces. That's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah. He was convicted on 5 charges of assault with intent to do grievous bodily harm and 2 counts of contravening of the Stock and Agricultural Remedies Act 36 of 1947. It's just the laws about pest control and pesticide usage. You're not supposed to do that with the pesticides, guys. Don't do it.
It's very important that you do not be using doom
Those
on
warning
people.
labels are there for a very good reason. So if you don't know what doom is, it's just like a common household insecticide for cockroaches and ants and flies. And yeah, he would spray them into the faces of the people of his church, telling them that it would clean them of their demons, remove them of bad mojo and bad vibes from their life. Anything going on in your life, the stuff would heal you, man. I mean, it'll probably also shut down your lungs and, fuck you up for life. But I mean, hey, at least you don't got demons. Can't have demons when you're dead.
I think the
But
worst
yeah.
part about it is doom itself is kind of controversial because even as a pesticide, it doesn't get rid of everyone's least favorite bug, the Parktown prawn. They just seem to be immune to it. So
They're immune to everything. It's like a cockroach on steroids, and it stinks.
but
Why?
it's just of any insect that kind of resembles a demon, it's
It'd
really
be that one.
big. It shoots liquid at you. It's so aggressive. Like it is not afraid. And doom does nothing. That should be an indication of
That's the real devil right there. That's the devil we need to be worrying about, guys. But he's not even the worst one. Well, he's not really probably not the worst, but definitely not the first nor the last. Next, we can move on to Prophet Lesego Daniel. So he instructed his church members to drink petrol to cleanse them of their demons. And in about 2014, their church's Facebook page posted images of the churchgoers eating flowers and grass on his orders. Because again, why not? If not, why not? And because of that genius, we got the next guy, dubbed the Snake Pastor, who actually trained under Prophet Lesego Daniel, who fed his followers stones that he claimed he had turned into bread. And then the same year, he fed them snakes and rats and claimed he turned them to chocolate once it hits their stomach. Which is exactly the point. It's the wrong point, No one cares about chocolate being inside your stomach, man. It counts if it's on your tongue first. It can turn into a rat once I've eaten it. That's all I need.
I don't know about that, man. But
I mean, it's still the lesser of 2 evils, but I mean, a rock. I'd be happier eating a rock, but damn. Imagine that.
yeah, I don't know that the most tempting thing about chocolate is what it does to my stomach. It's really
It's
yeah.
all about the mouth value, man. Oh, Lord.
Imagine the stomach ache you get though.
Even just from eating rocks. Oh my God, that cannot be good
Yeah.
for you. I mean, I know you get like people with pica and stuff who eat it, but I mean, they don't really have a good time in doing it.
No.
There's a psychological condition for a reason. You're not supposed to eat it.
Terrifies me.
Yeah, no thanks. But yeah, that's most of the information about Mr. Doompastor. Not much to really say about him, other than he has finished his stint in prison for his various assault charges and is currently back at the church where he is a beloved pastor once more, instructing people of God only knows. I don't want to know.
but how do you
yeah.
recover from that?
Hey, the power of Jesus. It's That's all I can say, apparently. Shame. But yeah, next I'm gonna pass it on back to Mr. Oh, Jesus, which bean are you?
I am Eldridge
Eldritch.
Bean.
Eldritch Bean. God damn it,
Eldritch
Beans.
Bean.
You're my older bean. Okay, older bean, take it away.
So staying on topic with cults in South Africa, we have two very interesting things in South Africa. So the first and foremost, in South Africa in 1992, South Africa established the Occult Related Crime Unit called ORCU. And I remember first coming across this and like, what do you think of when you hear something like Occult Related Crime Unit? You first think like X-Files or anyone who's watched or read Hellboy. There's like the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense.
Supernatural.
Supernatural. Saving people, hunting things.
All you need.
Or even if in the world of Lovecraft, your Arkham investigators. But no, this kind of maybe more closely represents Van Helsing from the actual Dracula book or the 1992 film. It was founded by Cobus Jonker, who is now retired in 1992.
Also known as Mr. Donker Jonker, because of the darkness that he would chase.
And any kind of research or background reading that you can find on this basically just says how these guys were really the force behind the satanic panic that happened in South Africa. So instead of fighting what they claim to be satanic ritual abuse, which resulted in as many as 250 cases during their most prominent years, in reality, the things that they were really fighting were just racial integration, free thinking, heavy metal music, teen angst, and really anything that wasn't Afrikaans conservatism.
If you weren't a puppy, we weren't having it. Not around here.
The craziest thing is Harry Potter. In South Africa, there's so many. Even though you don't have to be a crazy Satanistic person, you don't have to be one of those people that really hate Satanistic people. It's just like even now they see Harry Potter as the most satanic thing that you can bring into your life, and I'm thinking like that is the
Have you read
craziest
it?
thing I've ever heard.
Just read it, guys. Just I promise, it's not so bad. I mean, even
It's not
Lay's
so
chips.
bad.
Lay's chips were also banned because they had Pokemon cards, and Pokemon was considered evil. Dungeons and Dragons is
Always.
considered evil and
Always.
satanic. You just can't have nice things.
What I like as well is every few years, this crime unit keeps sort of publishing, no, it's been disbanded, it no longer exists. And then it sort of just comes back up again that it's still doing stuff.
Yep.
So as of 2025, they have ongoing investigation into ritualistic violence, including occult gang activities in the Free State.
Yep. It's apparently a big thing. I just like how hard these people tend to go when it comes to like they commit to the bit. I will give them that. Good lord. They saw like a spooky movie as a child and they've based their whole personality going into future lives with that.
Again, if
Because
they were... Sorry, carry on.
no, go on.
No, it's just if they were actually doing good to sort of help fight crime in the community and make people feel safer, I would absolutely, accept that, people have different beliefs and we can respect different beliefs. But they were really popular, especially during the early 90s, to sort of go around schools and talk about the dangers of Satanism and, you know, again, what Sharon was
Sure.
talking about, reading Harry Potter, listening to heavy metal music. Who are you helping?
Not me. I did that shit anyway. I'm a full-blown Satanist according to them.
Oh no, I used her name. I'm sorry, that's gonna keep happening. I need to remember to call us beans.
Bean.
Sorry, Bean.
um, I can't remember where we got up to. So I don't know, slice a chunk out. So uh Oblivion Bean. Oblivion Bean. What other things have you noticed that kind of still feeds into day-to-day working where things are really, really taboo, like Harry Potter?
I mean, the people that come there are quite open-minded. Like the really, no, I don't want to say really old, but the people pushing their 60s, the people that's from that generation, where they were all raised and believe that, like, if you don't do what the Bible says, you're wrong and you will go to hell. Those kind
Yeah.
of people. Whereas, like,
Very
without
overly
reasonable doubts,
conservatives. Yeah.
100%. Then literally anything, the things you dress in, the stuff you read, the stuff you do, everything is Satanism. You know what I mean?
I mean, did you
Like
really grow up in South Africa if Atani hasn't been accusing you of being satanic just from looking at you? Lord knows I have.
100%.
It's like
Just
a ritualistic part of growing up, you know.
having the choice of wearing black hair and black clothing at the same time. I was like, are you
How dare you?
satanic?
How did you know? I mean, damn, the list of like just how to identify your child and how you could suspect if they were into satanic things. I mean, just some of the like lists that they would use, like the criteria that they would look for. Essentially, if you have a
Hmm,
mental health problem, shame, must be Satan.
satanic. The
If you
devil's
have mental
got you.
health problem, yeah, any child experiencing trauma or signs of neurodivergence would all be interpreted as signs of satanic involvement. My favorite here is quite funny. What
Is it the
child has
draping?
interest in computer? If you like
Yep.
computers,
Oh, shame,
Satan.
Satan. It's also draping a hair across the left eye. I don't know why it's specifically the left eye. I mean, right eye is fine, left eye. It's like the earring in the, the whole gay stereotype. Like, oh, if you got an earring in the wrong ear, you're gay. But if it's another ear, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
If
So,
you only wear silver jewelry, not gold jewelry, because gold is considered a Christian metal.
I mean, God forbid you have a skin allergy or sensitivity to it, but I guess I'm so full of Satan I can't even wear the Christian medals, guys. I'm sorry. The
She the
devil's within
devil.
me.
Child is fearful of things that bring happiness to other people, like watching a beautiful sunset. He or she is openly hateful of Christians who are happy.
How dare you?
Satan. Oh, there it is, the preoccupation with black clothing.
Just straight
Where's
up depression. It's just like a point. It's just straight up depression. If your kid is depressed, Satan. You are not a faulty parent. There's no problem lies with any of the people around it. It's just Satan.
your left sleeve is rolled up? Um, that is that is like a bastardization of the. I don't know how. Yeah, it was like this urban myth that the way you can identify someone's a Freemason is if they have the left trouser leg or pants leg rolled up and exposing their left calf. That meant that they were a Freemason. Again, urban legend, and
I
that
mean, it was
seems to have
also a style when I was 13, but hey,
not a style. You're just a Satanist.
sorry, don't out me like that, man. Come on. Shh, I'm playing it cool here.
Um, So back to this orcu, which always makes me think of an orca, but it's in no way related. Um,
Or is it? They're pretty black. I mean, they're probably Satanists themselves.
it's just they're just one of many examples of where it's just hard to be proud of our police because number one, I couldn't find an example of an occult crime unit existing in any other police force in the world. I've spoken to just even people from other African countries because, you know, different beliefs happen in the African continent, and everyone just looked at me like, no. um, one lady was from Nigeria, the other was from Ghana. They'd grown up there. They're like, no, it's not a thing.
These things don't happen.
They were briefly involved in the very famous Krugersdorp um, killings. When the first two, well, according to Jana Marx, the initial murders of Natasha Berger and Joy Buanzaya, the Occult Crime Unit was investigating them, but yeah, clearly nothing really came of it because their investigation wasn't used to convict the cult. It was all primarily based on the testimony of LaRue. So not sure how much help they were.
Not much.
Not much.
They just
And
like telling people how good they are. They didn't actually do much of anything. If you've ever seen like any YouTube video of this, especially Mr. Jonker himself, my lord, he just walked around and it's just cringy. It's like really bad home movie exorcisms.
yeah,
I
was
almost died.
he keeps them, doesn't he? He has like this big sort of room vault where he has all these trophies from his occult related crimes that he's collected over the years, and it was just a bit. It's
A
so
bit
uncomfortable
much.
to watch a grown man talk about all the teenagers that he's imprisoned.
So proudly. Very, very
So
And
proudly
he's got
as
proudly.
little
well.
keepsakes from them. No, that's weird.
Yeah.
All these teenagers from like really,
Troubled
you know,
homes. Just
yeah,
trying to
troubled homes.
they're just trying so hard to cope. And this old man just walks in and starts taking their damn Slipknot CDs and their cool ass little knicknacks and deem them Satanists, chuck them in prison, and voila. Problem
But it's like
solved.
Now I
if
got
you
your stuff.
but if you genuinely
No.
believed it was that evil, why would you keep it in your own house?
Oh,
Like,
because he has like a little plaque
Facts.
above his door that says he's protected by God. That's fine. That nullifies all the satanic little bits and bobs and doodads he has in his possession. This little plaque that he says he's protected by God. It's fine.
But like, isn't that what? Sorry, I know it's not South African related, but that Ed and Lorraine Warren that used to do those
Yeah, the exorcisms
exorcisms
and
and all.
stuff.
Didn't they also do the same thing where they kept all the things that were possessed, like the Annabelle doll and all those things in their home so it could be safely protected from the world? Is he just pulling that move so he looks like he's legit, or
Pretty much. Like we are one step away from him opening his household for like a museum and tours and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if his office already is.
make a quick
well,
buck, you know?
well, that's the thing. They had so little to do with the case, but yet they still, because he's still on the Showmax thing, isn't he? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, the Devilsdorp show
So
documentary.
just a bit, you know. Again, but yes, on to the 42nd generation witch herself, Cecilia Steyn, currently serving 13 life sentences in prison,
Still
and
not long enough.
leader of the cult Electus per Deus is how they were pronouncing it. I don't think think everyone else in the world pronounces it Deuce, but
Just yeah, no, not in South Africa. We do shit different here.
Yes.
Cordeas.
so all in all, the cult killed 11 people in Krugersdorp between 2012 and 2016, and all were in custody pending trial since their arrests in June and July, facing overall 32 counts relating to murder, fraud, racketeering, robbery, aggravating circumstances, possession of weapons, all the crimes, really. Everything. It's such a funny case, though. So those charges are it's an excerpt from a statement from the National Prosecuting Authority of South Africa, and they really give such bare bones information. Trying to get sort of official information is really, really limited. Not that these guys need much introduction. The court trial is all over YouTube. There's the book by Jana Marx. There's the book. It doesn't really reveal too much, but there's one by Mariska Kutzer. That's the lady that falls in love with LaRue. There's another book that talks about Cecilia's younger years by Candace Rayovic. I can't pronounce her surname, but yes,
She was also part of it, wasn't she?
In the early stages, yeah. She wasn't involved in any of the killings, but was with Cecilia for a while, and during that early stages of formulating that know your enemy course. Just a wild story, really. And just, again, it's always so funny to look back on it in retrospect. So Jana Marx, in her book, she talks about how her kind of hero of the story is the policeman Ben Boyson. That's the one who likes Blixen as his middle name.
I gotta like it.
Chaos
Blixen being.
I don't want to take away from the fact that yes, he caught the bad guys, but it's like when he talks about, okay, so what did you do to, catch these people and get a conviction? It's like, well, I followed the evidence, and when I was interviewing LaRue, I was nice to him and was very open about the fact that his mom was going to put all of the blame on him, and then he confessed to everything. It's like
nothing like manipulating a teenager to out his mom and his.
I don't even think it's manipulating. I think it's just he just did his job, like it just feels like
police work.
The bar is so low in South Africa that all a policeman has to do is just the bare basics, and then we're like, oh, what a hero. And I don't mean to take away
11 people to die before he just did the basics. Just simple questioning to some of the people involved. Oh, what do you know? There was something here this whole time. Who would have thunk?
I think I don't know. Maybe I'm being extremely harsh. It's obviously good that he caught the bad guys, and you want things like this to stop. But it's for how many years did this go on? Just
too many.
I don't know. Policemen followed the evidence.
The standard protocol for a murder case. Yeah, a lot of people died. Unnecessary. Just like anything could have been done at any point much earlier.
The only thing I'll give that guy is I think such terrible crimes and murders and all that thing happens so frequently in South Africa that it's becoming like a regular thing. That maybe they just didn't see that it was like all connected together. Because
anybody there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I thought that was me. It was the problem for a minute.
Like, everyone's gone. Never mind.
Sorry, you were saying. One thing you'll give you that guy is there's so many violent crimes
happening at once. Yeah.
I guess it is hard to track, but at the same time, I mean, it was very, very consistent kind of killings in a very. It was in Krugersdorp. I mean, it was about it.
Facts.
Just all in Krugersdorp. It's a very small town. Everyone literally knows everyone. Everyone knows someone somehow from Krugersdorp, and they all somehow know each other. So I don't know. I still say this really could have been done so much faster if someone just paid attention. Where was Mr. Donker Jonker when we needed him?
But yes, we'll update on Cecilia as of recent. She's been in headlines because, well, it depends on who you believe. So it was claimed that she was planning a prison break in 2024, where a plan of like a schematic of the prison was found in her cell. This was according to journalists, and they published the story. However, the Department of Correctional Services national spokesperson Singabako Nomalo confirmed telephonically that she did not plan to escape from prison. It was just a complete rumor. He said it was false news, was not going to happen. However, she has been moved to a different prison, and it has not been published anywhere where she is located now. So, bit interesting there.
I'd like to see her try,
Hmm.
honestly. I mean, thanks to like all the shows and the movies, because I mean, this is like a pretty widely covered case, and
Hmm.
everyone knows what she looks like. She could try and escape, but she won't last long.
You know, the first person
No,
recognizes it like, hey, aren't you supposed to be in a prison?
yeah.
For life.
But I just like that. No, it's false news. It never happened.
But she's somewhere
Where is
else now.
she?
It's fun.
But we.
Oh, we don't know. I mean, don't worry about it. We know where she is. Don't worry about it. Just forget about it. She's in a different location. Uh, that's all you need to know. She did not escape. I promise.
And once again, me
Eldridge
criticizing
Queen.
police. Within this case, it is covered a little bit by Yana and again in the Showmax thing. So there basically 4 policemen believed to be connected with the cult. One was Cecilia's now ex-husband, Andres Steyn, who basically said, me and Cecilia, we live completely different lives. I had no idea any of this was going on.
He was the
Which,
epitome of he didn't see nothing, he doesn't know nothing, he was just keeping to himself. They were sacrificing people in the room next door. He was just watching TV. He didn't know nothing about
I thought
nothing.
it was just a scary movie, you know.
Yeah, I thought she was watching horror movies in there. I didn't know there was actually people dying. What?
which,
The king of plausible deniability.
but it's not just that though. It's like in the
It's not really
accounts it said that
plausible.
they did like they did loads of drugs. They did cat, they did meth when they could get hold of it. I don't know
And
much
he was a
about those
police
drugs.
officer.
I just feel like drug paraphernalia is pretty easy to spot, especially if you're a policeman. And to just be
Married
like,
to an
no,
avid drug user. Yep.
I, it makes me upset. So of these 4 policemen, so Andres was never convicted of anything. The 3 other policemen were never named. One of them has been dismissed, name unknown. No word as to what happened with the others. The whole thing's just been dropped. There's been no update since 2021.
Which is very annoying
Conveniently.
as well because, yeah, like if you also follow the case as well, like there was actually a lot of like police reports regarding Cecilia that were claimed and people like tried to report her for like some of her dodgy doings. But they just magically disappeared and a lot of people believe it's their husband. It is a husband. He got his hands dirty, but yeah, no, we won't talk about that because apparently he won't.
And just the fact that she had 2 children in all of
Yeah.
this, like
Ugh.
wild, wild, wild story. And it just kind of it circles back to a point. So there's a book by Nikki Falkoff called "The Devil Made Me Do It," and she attributes of the many factors that feed into sort of ongoing beliefs in the occult and witchcraft is really because we have just such a impossible system in South Africa. This, it's easier to be fighting a battle against demons and witches than it is to, how do you get help from a policeman whose wife was the leader of a cult, but he didn't see anything. They lived in a flat. They lived in a tiny flat where she had all these weapons stored and presumably drug paraphernalia, and he knew nothing.
Yeah, he just missed it all somehow. Just slipped right under his nose. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly is a very big, strong word.
Yes, we say allegedly, but
We all know the truth. Cecilia Gate 2025.
what is Oblivion Bean's view?
What say you, Oblivion Bean?
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Oblivion. Hello.
Hello, welcome
Welcome
to today's
back.
podcast.
Sorry, something was going on behind me. Get me back. Where were we?
Your opinion on, I don't know, talking about
Pretty much
Cecilia's
everything.
husband, ex-husband.
No
Andres.
ways. No ways. Okay. Number one, you can clearly see someone when they are, excuse me, a tickle. You can see it. You can smell it, and you can. It's just you know.
And
You
especially
know.
as a cop, you would especially know
It's literally your job. There is
to
no
know these
way.
things. Yeah, no, we all know that this alleged innocence is very, very alleged.
Also, at no point was he concerned that these underage kids, so Miranda Stein's kids, were like being shut up in this took room with all the
Dingy
weapons.
little, yeah.
Like her
Dingy little
entire,
flat.
so like her entire, like the back of her door was just knives, and there were guns in there as well.
Very appropriate to raise children, especially in South Africa.
And I'm not
Anyways,
being mean, but just look at the damn lady. Like you can see there's just something not like her there, and you want to tell me there's nothing going on.
Yeah. Like if that lady approached me or like kidnap my children or even just like, oh, I'm gonna babysit, like no, that's a very hard no from me. No.
But even deep down yourself, you want to be like, nah. You know what I mean?
Nah. I must have sympathy for the people who fell for her cuck, but at the same time, no. If you want to be that dumb,
No.
you fuck around and you find out.
no, I think that feels harsh. I think.
I don't know. If like you listen to some of the stories, like the way that she told them, like I get that it was in the midst of the biggest sort of spike of the satanic panic. But she came in claiming that she was a werewolf and she could turn into a werewolf with her funny little games and would turn around and crouch down and shove some fake teeth in her mouth, turn around, oh, I'm a werewolf. I can't let you see the actual transformation, so close your eyes for 2 seconds. Quickly transforms. Oh, I'm a werewolf. Wow. And they believed it. Like, I know, I think it was Candace who was like, yeah, I maybe don't believe all the things you say, but yeah, no.
Just gonna go with it anyway.
Well, Miranda, she was like, hey, let's go. My poor child. This
I
poor
think part
lady.
of it is just that cult leader effect, though, because one, it seems like she was very good at isolating people and cutting them off from
She was a master manipulator, which
Mm.
is,
their support network. Yeah.
I mean, she took so much money from these people as well. Like,
Oh,
they funded her entire life of doing nothing but drugs and fucking around.
and that's the thing.
Must be
It's
nice.
we all know in South Africa that there is no support for vulnerable people. So
Yeah, if you're really that desperate and
Like,
there is
even
someone
if you
that's
do,
listening to you and makes you feel like, okay, this person is actually here to help and this person wants to like include me. This person wants me to, you know, join her lifestyle and then I'll have like a family and a brotherhood for the rest of my life. I'm sure a lot of people will go for it.
that, and it's also like, also, once you've like entered through, you kind of just have to commit to it because otherwise you just get to a point where it's just too late to turn back. Like, oh, well, she's taken all my money. I might as well follow her till I die.
yeah, that's the thing. It's getting out because her husband would have been a policeman, so
Yeah. Can't trust nobody, can't trust the police. Might as well stick to her.
anyways, moving on. I have one more character to discuss, and this one was a little bit, I don't know how to feel about it. It is a very well-known individual, so we'll throw in some allegedlys, but I think I was a little bit disappointed. This is Sangoma Mandla Lekhuleni, known as Professor Lekhuleni. He is quite famous in South Africa as a Sangoma. So I'm sure everyone knows what a Sangoma is, but just to clarify, they are traditional healers within the Nguni, Sutu, and Songa societies. It's quite interesting because when you look on sort of Wikipedia, they talk a little bit about Sangomas. They actually differentiate between a Sangoma who's a diviner and a herbalist, which is an Inyanga. I don't know if in practice within South Africa there is a difference between a herbalist and a diviner. I think they usually tend to go together, but I have very
Mostly hand
limited
in hand.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll normally be like a doctor's office and they kind of do a bit of both. So they'll like help treat your spiritual ailments and then they'll give you herbs and like traditional herbs and plants and stuff for your more physical ailments and that sort of thing. So yeah, they're mostly like one and like they go hand in hand in here.
Yeah. Um, it was quite interesting to see because I suppose I have very limited. I've never been to a Sangoma, um, but they're not sort of widely liked or respected. There's actually quite there's a great divide within South Africa, even within African communities, where on the one side they're sort of seen as, you know, the sort of a pillar of the community. They're a traditional healer. They offer holistic treatment. They're a connection to sort of these ancient African practices, and it's, you know, just all really, really positive. And then ranging everywhere in between, all the way up into they are charlatans. They are just there to steal your money and spread lies.
Put curses on you and all that good stuff.
As
Yeah.
in,
So there's
yeah.
a bit of both.
Like
It's a spectrum.
I
I
was
think it depends on person to person because there's a few people where it's like we have a so-called Sangoma working near us, and everybody widely respects him. Like they're like, okay, no, he's older than us. He's a Sangoma. Everybody must respect him. Must talk to him
He's
nicely. Don't get on his
wise.
bad side. And then there's the other side where it's like, he's talking shit. I've never seen him do anything. He's never healed anybody. He's just self-proclaimed Sangoma. You know what I mean? It depends who you talk to.
yeah, that was definitely what I was finding, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think what was also quite surprising, so obviously health services are shockingly bad in South Africa.
Really? No.
Okay, I wouldn't say all. I'd say government.
Overall, it's cuck. It's overall cuck.
Well, South Africa only has, and this is slightly,
It's a good estimation.
yeah, it's an estimation. So there's roughly 25,000 doctors in South Africa, which is very, very low.
That's very low.
That's why we
That
still have TB and rabies so rampant.
like there is not enough doctors in South Africa to treat everyone, plain and simple. Traditional healers, there are a bit more, so there are 200,000 again estimated
Bit
traditional
more.
healers in South Africa.
But
But
4 times.
yeah,
We
there's
have
just don't get sick in South Africa.
or
That's
become
fine.
a self-proclaimed Sangoma. I think I'm gonna do that next week. That's my goal. This is a self-proclaimed Sangoma. I'll heal you people.
So, yes, a controversial figure. So, where I actually came across this Sangoma Lekhuleni, or Professor Lekhuleni, as he calls himself, I was actually attracted to his story more because he has overwhelmingly positive um, reviews from his supporters, people who, really praise how he seems so authentic. He seems very deeply connected to African beliefs. He spoke out quite openly. So there was a recent case in Mpumalanga where an alleged Sangoma was part of a team of people who were caught with body parts being used for muti. He absolutely, what's the word, condemned the use of that. He said human sacrifices are, this is not African medicine. He was speaking quite openly about it, like condemning it and saying how he's happy to act as a character witness on behalf of these beliefs to say, this is not a thing. This is not our,
This is not what we do here, guys.
yeah.
We do
And
not murder people. Stop it.
then I started to dig a little deeper, and I just don't know how to feel, and it's so hard. Obviously, I don't want to get sued or attacked by anyone, but is that a good enough reason to not tell the truth? No, it isn't.
Not around here, partner. Not around here.
So I went onto the website of Dr. Lekhuleni. To have a consultation, you're looking at 1,500 Rand.
Hot
A
damn.
cost to a medical doctor is around 350 to 700 Rand in South Africa. So he is
Yes.
twice the amount of a average specialist in South Africa.
Yeah.
He claims that he had a calling at age 13 and then gives the years between 1990 to 1994. That I thought was quite interesting how, once again, apartheid is an influencing factor sort of behind the scenes once again. That was just more an interesting tidbit. He claimed on his website that he has set up the Inyanga Muni Foundation, a food delivery service to the less fortunate. Looking up the Nyanga Muni Foundation, I can find they are registered on something called B2B Hint. Looks like a business to business hint. So it shows that it's a registered company. They've got a tax reference. But I couldn't find any other evidence of this foundation at all. The
Did they
closest thing I
actually
could
do
find,
anything?
yeah, the closest I could find was a food relief drive that occurred in Nyanga North constituency. This is where food hampers were donated to people from the Bridging Gap Foundation. And there's posts on Facebook, there's actual photos of the food, people receiving it, there was news coverage of it. And what's uncomfortable is when you look up in Nyanga, this food drive is what comes up, but there is no link between this Nyanga North constituency in Zimbabwe and this Nyanga Muni Foundation. It just feels like a
Well, yeah, it's completely different places. And also, yeah, why are they doing food relief in Zimbabwe? That's not South Africa. We have less
but
fortunate this side who needs it too, you know. So it would be
no, but
nice if they actually did something.
this is what I mean. It's two completely separate things.
Yeah, it's not at all.
So the Bridging Gap Foundation did a food drive in Nyanga in Zimbabwe. This guy
Not at all.
claims to set up a food drive place called Nyanga, but they are not connected in any other way. Just a
Must be nice getting like 1,500 Rand every damn time. Just in your back pocket.
it's not even the extent of it. So he studied at SAD University of African Medicine. And again, this goes back to my point about illiteracy in South Africa. So education is obviously a problem in South Africa. In South Africa, there's not enough schools. And if you can go to school, you are expected to pay for school fees, which most people just can't afford.
Nothing like being kicked out of school just because your parents can't pay.
Kicked out for being poor. Yes, this happens to many, many people. So at the SADC, anyone can enroll. They have an admissions form, which is quite interesting. You do have to sign a disclaimer that if you are injured, disabled, or die during any of the field trips or excursions, that you release them from any and all
Responsibility. Yay.
Yes. However, the Council on Higher Education, which is the only sort of like formal body I could find, explicitly say that the SAD University of African Medicine is not accredited by the Council on Higher Education to offer any higher education qualifications in South Africa. If any higher education qualifications have been awarded, these have been awarded illegally and have no standing. They are fraudulent qualifications that are not recognized.
I wonder if they do licenses for the taxis as well, because that sounds about right. But yeah, imagine. Because you have to pay. You'd probably have to pay money and stuff to get all those awards and actually get through to be technically qualified, and then just to know that it doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's kind of also just matric certificates, and most certificates and qualifications these days have no real standing in the real world. But yeah, to know that it's explicitly useless, why bother?
Which is, it is hard. So obviously this professor, Lekhuleni, he got his qualifications from a institution that's not really recognized. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Then the next sort of questionable thing that I found was when looking on his website. So he has all sorts of things for sale, but the most questionable ones are for 72,000 Rand. You can purchase rings for wealth and power. 80,000 Rand, requiring a deposit of, I'm not sure if it was 40 or 40,000. Mind control, and things like gambling oil. So I'm just not sure about that.
In any case, yeah, anyone is confused or anything, 40,000 Rand is about $2,500. It's a lot of money.
I mean,
for nothing.
It's more than what most people earn in like
it's
a
more
year.
than what I earn. Like
Nobody
several
makes
months'
that money.
salary. This is for a mind control ring. Are you mad?
So
On some
yeah,
gambling oil that's like pretty much half my rent. Let's go.
I know the gambling oil's a little bit cheaper. That's only 1,700 rands.
Again,
Only.
you'd like pay towards rent for that. It's like, yeah, like a good sized little flat you can buy for rent. Buy rent, gambling oil. Who knows?
Again, it's like, is that to anyone's benefit? How is that helping people heal? What's the motivation behind selling gambling oil? Mind control doesn't really explain what exactly he is selling, but there is mind control and then rings for wealth and power. Yeah.
I'm curious about the mind control thing. I mean, just the logic behind it. How does it work? It's just pay 80 grand for the power. The power of the babe.
Yeah. It's hard. I don't know.
It's a scam.
It's a scam.
One's listening. It's a scam. Please don't. Please don't. You have so many other things you can spend your money on. Not that. Literally anything else.
Not to be rude, but like if you've got 72,000 Rand laying around just for a ring to bring you wealth, don't you think you're wealthy enough?
Yeah. You'd have wealth by not buying that ring.
That's what
Just
I'm
by
saying.
abstaining from buying that ring, you will be wealthy. Problem solved.
Yeah. No, it's very true.
Good times.
It is good times. So
Unless you're actually buying it, then probably not, but shame. Okay, so yeah, that was South Africa and witchcraft. Just not much, but a few tidbits of some interesting stories and tales. That was from me, Chaos Bean, Eldritch Bean, and Oblivion Bean, signing out. Thanks for listening.
thank
That's
you.
about it. I don't
Bye.
know. Oh, sorry.
Nice.
Okay, bye.
Bye.